Hello, you're stuck in Travel with Wolf Gorlock. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today looking at the Blameless Mortem and what it may mean for us in InfoSec. I spoke at Circle City Con about business continuity, and one of the things I touched upon was the $150 million typo. If you haven't heard the story, this is where a engineer at Amazon executed a command that took down AWS because the billing system crashed for a series of several hours. And it was effectively a typo, and it caused $150 million of damage, hence the man with the $150 million typo. But we in security like to laugh about these sort of things, right? We really do. And at the end, someone raised their hand and was like, funny story, bro, but how does this play with this concept of the blameless postmortem? And don't you think that by shaming or making fun of this guy that you're actually going to cause other issues? So, tip to you, if you haven't already, read into this concept of the blameless postmortem. I first heard from it by Etsy and in their DevOps world, and think about how it might apply to your phishing exercise, your incident response exercise, and the general way you communicate. With respect to DevOps, blameless postmortem works something like this. Something bad happens. Something bad always happens. Always. Something bad happens. I'm like, oh, what happened? And you do a postmortem meeting, right? This, and this. Blameless postmortem says we're not going to assign blame for who did what. Person who was responsible gets to list out step by step their narrative of what happened, the information that was available to them at that time, and the choices they made. From a coaching perspective, we oftentimes talk about people make the best choices they can at that moment. And what that's simply saying is a recognition of between the information they have, the way they think, the way they've been trained, the way they've been prepped, the assumptions they have, and their cognitive state at that point in time vis-a-vis sleep deficit, stress deficit, and so on. Based on all these things, they're going to make a decision. It's going to be the best one that they can possibly make. That's the positive way of looking at human beings. So when something bad goes wrong, you don't necessarily go, what's the matter with you? You take a moment in the DevOps world to list these things out, understand it, and figure out how you can get better information and better conditions into that person's head and into their peer's head, right? Not their fault. It's our fault who are managing the system for not getting the right information, for not getting the right tools, and so on. Funny enough, at Circle City Con, before my talk, I heard another story about a DevOps environment where they had one central application. It was a financial services firm, one central application, critical. I mean, like, if it's down for a few minutes, they're losing millions of dollars. Critical financial services application. And they had an intern. And that intern had access to both production and development, and executed something he thought was on development, and it hit production, and they were down for hours. And the first thing that happened when I heard the story, I was in training, first thing that happened, people raised their hands. Did he get fired? Who else got fired? How bad was it? Did you turn the screws, right? What was the blame like? No one got fired because they practiced blameless postmortem. No one got fired. So if you think about it in InfoSec, so oftentimes we're like, hit them over the head, make them feel bad if they get phished, blame the IT guys for not doing their side, hold them accountable, blah, 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 blah. What that really ends up doing, creating animosity between teams and creating conditions where they're going to hide from you the mistakes that they're making, which of course means the security people and the management have less and less information to make better and better choices. So this concept of blameless postmortem, very, very important in how we roll out our security teams and how we roll out our security functions, so we can get good information, good insights, and help the people make the best decisions they can at the moment that they make them. Am I being overly optimistic? Do you have a good story about blameless postmortems? Comments, social media, hit me up. Have a good day.